The emotion circle of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is not random. It follows the same emotion again and again. Extreme fear, hope, euphoria, greed, denial, and boredom. But the real question is not what these emotions are. The real question is how do these emotions move the market and why do we almost always react the wrong way? Throughout history, the biggest economic events were not only financial crises, they are emotional crises. We often forget something very important. Behind every chart, there are people like you and me making decisions under pressure. And in crypto, this is not the exception, this is the rule. In this video, I'm not here to predict prices. I want to show you how human emotions really move the market using historical data and real cases. But more important than that, I want to show you how to anticipate this emotion so you can understand what others are feeling. You while still in control of your decisions. Because when you understand the emotion of money, the emotion of Bitcoin, and the emotion of the market, you stop reacting and you start deciding. Fear. Let's start with fear. Fear is total uncertainty. It is the moment when people say Bitcoin can go to zero. You see it on social media, on X, on Reddit. Fear is everywhere. At this point, people are no longer thinking about profits. They just want to escape the pain. On the chart, fear is very clear. Strong sellings, big candles, fast moves, high volatility, and liquidations. But the biggest mistake is not the price falling. The biggest mistake is that most people sell too late. The panic, they promise to never trade again, and they stop making decisions exactly at the worst emotional moments. The clearest example was March 2020. Bitcoin dropped more than 50% in a few days. And it was not only Bitcoin, everything crashed. It was not a failure of the asset, it was a human reaction to extreme fear. And here is an uncomfortable question. Listen, how many times have you made a decision just to stop feeling fear? Hope. After fear, a very dangerous emotion appears. Hope. People start thinking the worst is over. It cannot fall more. When it goes up little, I will sell. Hope is quiet. It does not create panic. On the chart, hope looks like weak bounces, small candles, sideways movements, and low volume. Most people do nothing. They don't close position. They don't change their plan. They just wait. This happened very clearly between 2018 and 2019 after 2017 bubble. Bitcoin stayed trapped for months while many people were waiting to go back to their price. Hope does not destroy money fast. It loses money for years. Euphoria. When comes euphoria. This is the most dangerous emotion. Everything feels clear. Everything makes sense. Everything looks easy. On the chart, you see fast move up, strong narratives, raising volume, and no risk control. People buy late. They buy expensive. They increase their position and stop asking questions. This happened at the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021. The message was simple. Bitcoin can only go up, and go up. The problem is that euphoria does not warn you when it ends. It just disappears. And when it does, many people are left trapped. Greed. After euphoria comes greed. This is not excitement anymore. This is an attachment. Just a little more. I will see later. It can go higher. Greed is the less noisy than euphoria, but more destructive. On the chart, price is still high, but moves are slow and volume is weaker. The biggest mistake here is not taking profits, defending bad decisions, and confusing conviction with stubbornness. This happened between April and November 2021. Many clear exit opportunities were ignored because of the hold forever narrative. Greed does not make you enter wrong. It makes you stay too long. Denial. When the market really starts to fall, denial appears. It is just a correction. It always comes back. It's not that bad. Denial protects you emotionally but destroys you strategically. On the chart, you see low highs, weak bounces, and volume disappearing off the upside. This was very clear in 2022 after the all-time high and the collapse of big players in the market. The market does not punish mistake, it punishes denial. Boredom. Finally, we reach boredom. No one talks about Bitcoin, no news, no excitement. The market moves sideways. Candles are small. Volume is low. Volatility disappears. Most people leave, they stop learning, they lost context. This happened in 2019 and it happened again in 2023. Boredom is uncomfortable because it gives no emotion. But this is where the best decisions are built because almost no one is watching. The key tool, the emotional decision filter. Now, this is where everything becomes practical. Before you look at the price, before you enter a trade, you must filter the emotions. The emotional decision filter is simple. Never make a decision before you understand the dominant emotion of the market. Here is how emotion leave clear marks on the chart. Fear. Big red candles, very high volumes, volatility, expanding fast. This is not opportunity. This is the emotional stress. Euphoria. Fast price move up, price far from moving average, volume rising fast, risk is already expensive. Greed. Prices stay high, moves becomes slower, volumes goes down. The market is held by emotion, no strength. Denial. Weak bounces, price reject again and again, low volume on upside moves. The market wants to fall, but people don't accept it. Boredom. Small candles, flat volume, low volatility, no strong emotions. And here is the most important question you must ask yourself. Am I making this decision from emotion or from a plan? Because the market does not reward the smartest people. It rewards the ones who can stay calm while everyone else controlled by the wrong emotion.